extra, read all about it. It's finally here. Minimum wage for delivery gig workers. Saw this today. Got an email about the BC government to implement gig workers in BC to be paid minimum of $20.88 an hour. Let me show you here.
Starting September of this year, the province says any ride-hailing driver or gig worker delivering food must receive $20.88 an hour.
$20.88 an hour. That's a little bit above minimum wage in BC. I think it's 17 something.
From the time they accept an assignment to the time it is completed.
The people who deliver food for these app-based services are often right on the edge. They're really struggling with their costs and everything else. That's why we support a decent minimum wage in this province.
The government says the change comes after it held a series of
decent minimum wage. There's already some little eyebrow raises. The cost of living is considerably much higher than the proposed decent minimum wage. But let's continue
meetings
here.
With gig workers across BC to hear about their experiences and concerns.
We hear that from the drivers over and over again. The cost of the work that they have to do, ensuring that they're able to do their jobs, is costly.
Among the major changes, platform
yeah, it can get costly, especially if you're taking orders from across 3 different cities and there is no, I mean, you need to take into account your own vehicle expenses, fuel costs, repairs for your vehicle, any emergencies, obviously, like you got to be insured for all these things. It's just like having your own business. You need to have all these costs calculated.
Companies like Uber and Skip the Dishes will now be required to provide all pickup and delivery locations. The new rules also required all ride-hailing service and delivery workers to be covered through WorkSafe BC.
That was crazy. I don't know how they're gonna do this. Like where this. It's crazy. I think Canada may have won the lottery or something recently to have all this money to be paying out. Like, didn't we just donate? I think the government is like giving another, what is it, $2 billion to Ukraine, and now we're going to be getting all this money for rideshare drivers and stuff and delivery drivers. It's covered by Work BC. Oh my goodness, Canada's rich. We must have struck oil again.
We are not protected at all, and we need that baseline to continue working on this.
You don't work like by hour. You have to make more orders and then you can make more.
In a written statement,
those guys are bike drivers. I got a lot of respect for them because they if they're doing full-time hours on bike, my goodness.
Says change will drive up the cost for residents and reduce demand on local restaurants and earning opportunities for workers. Skip the Dishes adds it has concerns over what it calls rush changes without a proper study beforehand. But the message from Victoria remains clear.
These companies can suck it up. They'll be all right. They'll be fine, and we expect them to, and British Columbians will use the service that provides the most cost-competitive service for them.
What do you guys think? This is from the actual website of BC government. I was just kind of skimming over it. I'm like, how are they gonna implement this? You know, like, do they have that much power to like demand these changes on companies? That's crazy. I'll add this link to the description below. This is a crazy change. If this happens and somehow they manage to implement it, I really do hope it doesn't affect the company to the point where it's just like, we can no longer operate. We're going down in numbers every year, even though like it would benefit the driver probably for a couple of months, maybe a year. For all the other parties, I'm not sure. Maybe the costs for groceries and delivery is going to go up considerably. We'll see. Yeah, it's gonna be a weird shift for sure for the delivery gig workers here in BC. What do you guys think? Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Let me know in the comments below. That's about it. See you guys in the next video.